What up, tribe? It's your girl Raji, and I would like to welcome you to my podcast, The House of Cush, where the evolved hustlers come to learn more about root work, conjure, tarot, culture, astrology, and a little bit of everything in between. Welcome to the week ahead, Cush Almanac, as well as a tribe reading, which we will get into that a little bit later. Now, I do have some downloads for you guys, and of course, we have some culture talk that we need to get into. So go ahead, grab your notebooks or your notes, particularly, and get settled in so that we can get down to business. Now, if this resonates with you in any shape, form, or fashion, y'all don't forget to follow, like, share, and subscribe. Y'all tell a friend and tell a friend. Welcome to the new listeners and to the OGs. You know I love you so for the support and the engagement that you have bestowed upon the House of Kush. I appreciate y'all. But let's get into it. Now, y'all know today is Sunday, ruled by the sun, and on Sundays we solve issues and we tap into our confidence as well as our overall working vibes, because Sundays is a day where spell work is all inclusive, and whatever you need done, the sun is going to make sure it happens. Now, right now we are in a sun in Aquarius, and usually I would have came through and did a Aquarius type team for you guys, but I was like very focused on Pluto's transits, because the reason it struck my about Pluto is because when I posted a video on TikTok, they decided they was gonna take that shit down. They suppressed me until I changed out some things. So I was like, I'm interested in what Pluto's got going on here. So I kind of missed out, unfortunately, on the whole welcome to Aquarius season. But welcome to Aquarius season. Better late than never, right? But never late is better. So here I am. Now, today we have a moon that is waxing crescent in Aries, and we're shifting into a first quarter moon in Taurus, and we are rounding out the week in waxing gibbous in Taurus, Gemini, and finishing out the month in Cancer. Now, these things are very significant more often than not, because the shifts that are happening right now are very important. So Mars has entered Aquarius. Now you also have Neptune going into Aries tomorrow, which we were talking about quite heavily in terms of illusions and delusions being lifted and things being shifted. The veil is coming up off of a certain zodiac of our community, and there is no longer going to be a way to hide, and that is very important, because it's really time to get functional and it's time to get to action. Y'all see everything that's going on in the world, and while I do tend to kind of make my way around town with it, because I don't be wanting to get shadow banned or stopped, there is a time where we do have to address the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room these days is, baby, they ain't sparing no fucking body. We 3 minutes into this, dang, it's already getting hot. They ain't sparing no fucking body. Nobody's being spared, because this is about ultimate power and rulership, and about keeping people in a space. Y'all know that a lot of people are brothers and sisters from another mister. If you are not a part of the indigenous, Afro-indigenous, black, brown, communities, they are waging attacks and war, and a lot of that sentiment is going around the fact that they are trying to let it be known, stay in your lane. If you choose to help, if you choose to deal, then you will also endure being taken completely out. And I think that's saying a lot, because if you're paying any attention on social media right now, the people are in an uproar. The people are in an uproar, and they are upset because people are realizing that no one is exempt. Now, before I get too deeply off into any sort of plans or strategies, which y'all know gonna be on private communities as well, it's not gonna be public, I do want to touch on the astrological insight and the transits that are going to be backing it. And if you are an evolved hustler or a creative, I'm here to let you know that what you do next matters. You are the very backbone and the foundation of the culture of the world. And the reason being, when we were going through the Great Depression, the Harlem Renaissance was going on around the same time. And, I would encourage you guys to read more into the Harlem Renaissance, what creators were doing, what was being written about in the resistance when it comes to that particular landscape, and see how you can contribute. Now, everybody ain't gonna be on the front line. Everybody's not gonna be on the front line. Everybody's not meant to be a lawyer. Well, I was gonna say a warrior. Is there a lawyer out there in the house tonight? I was thinking that the Cush concierge needed a lawyer on deck. You just never know. But yeah, everybody's not gonna be a warrior. Everybody's not gonna be the lawyer. Everybody's not gonna be the leader. Everybody's not gonna be the creative in terms of writing. Maybe you paint. Maybe you create from some other medium. Maybe you're a spoken word or a poet. Maybe you have the news. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's got their thing, and I'm gonna continue to advise you guys to do deep, insightful research into yourself, into your lineage, and see what it is that you're supposed to be bringing to the table. Not what your ego is telling you to bring, but what you actually bring to the table. Okay, and that goes for any and everybody. Now, we don't negotiate with terrorists, point blank, period. So, and the reason being because it don't do shit. It doesn't work. Time and history will tell you it does not work. It does not benefit us at all. Negotiations, they will lie, cheat, steal, kill, pillage, do every fucking thing they can possibly think to do to kind of curve things in their way. So now it's time to realize that the old way of doing things is just simply not going to work. Okay? And we'll expound, like I said, more on that. I feel myself wanting to like deep dive off into it, but patience, grasshopper, patience. Now, and a lot of that is going to be shifting as we get into Neptune and Aries. Like, a lot of that shit's going to be shifting. And I need y'all to know what time it is and where my mind is. Because a lot of people are like, where do you stand? How do you stand? Shit, working hard, smarter, not harder. Not tolerating terrorists at all. And, down with the patriarchy if it means that I have to be silenced and be a slave. Yeah. And then even, I said I wasn't going to get into it, y'all. I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. Let's get back to the lecture at hand. But for real, though, some sort of understanding got to be had. And y'all know I get my downloads from media. I get my downloads from songs, but mostly media. So now that Percy Jackson and the Olympians is done, and I will chat about that. Also, now we're tapping into the originals, right? Okay, we're getting into that. We're getting into their team and the hierarchies and the way that they do stuff. So I don't know if there should be like a separate podcast because I think that's extensive. I think that's going to be extensive because I've taken some notes and I've got some numerology that is significant and useful for you guys, like kind of like calling cards for the spirits, if you will. But anywho, yeah, that's probably going to be a second one. But let's talk first quarter waxing moon. Now, what is it doing for you, right? Now we're in the phase of the 18th through the 25th. We was in a waxing moon. So we were seeding our intentions, we were building containers, and we were beginning money workings, right? Now, the 26th through the 31st, you'll be entering into this first quarter waxing moon, and this is about taking action, announcing, implementing, and enforcing boundaries. So trust, I'll be back, but I want to make sure that what I have to say is foundational, it makes sense, and like to me. And it's about strategy, action, not just me like sounding off into the void. So hang tight. Now, with Neptune's energy shifting tomorrow, the vision is more personal, right? Your dreams will demand embodiment. January blending its old power with this new world execution is going to be very, very important. Now, in terms of money and prosperity workings, again, this week is going to be about visibility, announcement, spells, enforcing energetic boundaries around money. And we're still focusing in on confirmation readings for next steps. So if you are wondering about my collective readings, those are strategies and steps. A lot of times when I post these readings on here, I really be letting y'all know what type of time your family be on, what type of time your ex-lovers, ex-friends, because those are the people brought in to distract you and to keep you from reaching your goals. And that's kind of like a roadmap for a lot of people who are transitioning and transforming and entering, a rebirth phase into their life. So if you were wondering, like, why did she continue to speak on certain things, it's because some people need to know. Some people need to still be awakened, because neutral parties, negative ass family that has signed contracts that they don't want to give up, and if you act out and you fuck up their whole flow, handler energy, like you need to be knowing about that. You need to be aware, and you need to be able to pinpoint it, because this is not a Barney sing along at this point. It's just really not. So that's why I still do those readings when spirit tell me, hey, I need you to go talk about this and say this right quick. I got to do my job. So confirmation readings are very much going to be on the docket moving forward. And there are some readings and downloads, again, that are only going to be in private spaces moving forward. Now, let me see. What else can we be focused on? Fourth quarter. They hitting on that today. Act, enforce, announce. It's time. It was Mariah Carey. It's time. Her Christmas thing. Because it is. Now, let's get into this transit information. Now, we're going to go from an all over standpoint, because if you guys know, check back. I did Pluto activate confirmation. I did Pluto activations. I did Saturn activations. So now that we in a pocket, I'm gonna go ahead and cover the rest of them today. So this is going to be the remainder of the major astrology shifts, which are going to be very focused impact on the culture, our environment, and major shifts that are happening. So the phase one, since we've covered again Pluto and Saturn, if y'all hadn't got a chance to check that out, go back and listen, because it's worth a gander. Oh, that was so country. That was so fucking country. Okay, anyway, y'all. So now we're entering the phase one, which is the emotional reckoning and the creative reemergence. Again, very much Renaissance vibes, very much making something out of nothing. And, we ain't accepting no wooden nickels, okay? Ain't no wooden nickels. Now, through June the 30th, we are going to be still tapping into Jupiter and Cancer. Now, Jupiter is finishing its retrograde and moving through Cancer, which is going to keep the collective in more of an emotional processing, family and home restructuring, redefining safety and belonging, still healing ancestral and childhood patterns, and focusing on inner stability before outer growth. This is not necessarily a flashy expansion cycle. This is more about fixing the foundation before you build the empire. And this is very, 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 very important in terms of spiritual warfare that we are going to be pulling through. Now, we already, if you really want to know my personal opinion, we are already into the Civil War vibes, okay? You see what they're doing. So it's time for you to tend to some of us will fight in the physical. Y'all remember I mentioned about roles. Some of us are warriors, some of us are strategists, some of us are artisans, some of us, hell, you might do a few things. I'm not trying to dumb it down, but what I'm saying is everybody's got their move. But before you can accurately tap into the next vibe, you got to handle phase one first. But that's a lot of that conjure wound, which I ain't gonna hold y'all, I've had a hard time, and that's gonna be expanded, because I've had a hard time recording for conjure wound. And it's because of the need to heal the familial trauma and the bullshit rhetoric that I've been fed, and that I'm also kind of digesting from the energies around me. So there's been a thing, but it's a necessary thing. And when it does come out in its totality, I do think it's going to be amazing. But that Jupiter and Cancer retrograde energy, that's what it's here to do to us, make us face some things, because we just can't go on like we've been going on. It doesn't work anymore, and new contracts are being executed, new councils are being selected. Now, culturally, again, this is going to show up as focusing on housing, families, child care, child giving, emotional conversations in media, nostalgia cycles, and people retreating from public life to build privately. Then after that, everything gonna shift. Y'all know I was talking about how the summertime gonna be the right time, baby. You still kind of in a phase, and we are still in the shedding of the snake vibes. Like, y'all know how everybody say we in the season of the snakes, then we're gonna be in the fire horse, right? That's not gonna shift until like mid-February completely, right? So get on your Zoom. Get on your Zoom. I guess I'm talking to myself too, right? Now, let's talk about phase 2, which is going to be visibility, power, and creative authority. Now, from June 30th onward, Jupiter enters Leo, right? And when Jupiter moves into Leo, the collective tone turns outward instead of inward, like you've done that healing, or you should have anyway. And this is going to be a rise in performers, creators, new leaders, bold personal brands, louder self-expression, more risk-taking, and culture obsessed with personality and presence. Now, after months of emotional cleanup, people want to be seen again. This is when you're going to see new public figures emerge, creative industries are going to heat up, and people are going to start claiming space unapologetically. Now, the Leo surge does not turn back. Jupiter does not return to Cancer after June the 30th. So culturally, the second half of 2026 is louder, brighter, bolder, and more performative. Now, let's talk about the eclipse, right? The eclipse storyline goes from a healing to identity versus society. Now, 2026 is definitely considered a bridge year between two collective story arcs, right? We're closing out the cycle between Pisces and Virgo. Now, February and March eclipses are going to be heavy about that. This axis is about healing versus productivity, spiritual health versus physical burnout, service, sacrifice, and emotional labor. Now, by March 3rd, that Virgo lunar eclipse is like the period. It's the final punctuation on a years-long cycle of how much are we giving, fixing, carrying, and cleaning up. Now, culturally, this is going to look like exhaustion with caretaking systems and burnout conversations. We talking about the same shit. And health and labor is going to be more about reforming, right? Think unions, like look back, like I haven't even had the opportunity, and maybe I'll take the time. What was going on when a lot of these transits were happening, right? The civil wars, the different unions coming to form, the different, like, just look at all the things that were happening. I'm just running down a list, y'all, not necessarily saying that's what happened, but check it out and see, and you'll kind of see the similar themes that are getting ready to happen. Now, let's talk the new cycle, right? We shifting into Aquarius and Leo, and that's when that February eclipse is going to tap into it. July nodes are going to lock it in. Now, the collective is going to shift from identity versus collective systems, individuality versus technology, personal authority versus social networks. Now, with the North Node in Aquarius, it's about community, innovation, and decentralization. With the South Node in Leo, we're tapping into releasing ego-based leadership and celebrity culture. Now, this is a major pivot, because it's about who gets influence, how leadership is defined, and where power actually lives. Now, it's less about follow the star and more about build the network, but there's a little bit of a twist. July hits with her messy ass. No shade, Cancers and Leos, but period. July is going to hit, and it's going to be one of the most powerful astrological windows of the year. 1, 2, 3, 4, move to action. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the timestamp. Mid to late July is not normal energy, y'all. You're going to have a Uranus trining Pluto, a Jupiter opposite Pluto, a Jupiter trining Neptune, and a Neptune sextile Pluto with a Uranus sextile Neptune. Now, what does all that mean? All of these are within a few degrees, first of all. And second of all, this is systematic transformation energy. Think technology and power shifts, economic restructuring, ideological movements, spiritual awakenings mixed with political pressure. And this is when new systems are going to emerge. Old power structures are destabilizing and mass movements accelerate. Now, this is going to happen right as Jupiter enters Leo. The nodes are also shifting into Aquarius and Leo. Now, the culture going to be on some who leads, who controls the narrative, and what systems are we trusting, right? This is not subtle. This is headline and making astrology. This is hear ye, and the news is top of the hour. It's one of those type of vibes. Now, I found it so funny. Of course, we got more to look into, but I found it so funny when I tried to run through this, just tapping into Pluto. TikTok was not fucking feeling that shit. TikTok was like, man, get from around here with all that hoopla. But it's real. It's what's happening. I don't know if they can only take it in small doses or what, but this is real and it's happening, and they trying their damnedest. That's why they got so extreme with the extra shit, the fear-based mongering, all that crap. But anyway, back to the lecture. Saturn is going to go conjunct Neptune at 0 degrees Aries. Now, this is the reset button, okay? February 2026 is bringing one of the most important transits of the decade, 10 years. Saturn and Neptune at the Aries point. Now, this is going to happen when collapse of old illusions occur, reality checks around belief systems, restructuring of leadership and authority, redefining what people are willing to fight for. Aries is all about identity, will, survival, and initiation. Now, culturally, this is about new ideological movements, spiritual disillusionment, and rebirth. We're going to be redefining masculinity, power, and action. Now, personal plannings. These personal planets are coming to activate it. These are going to be Venus, Mars, the Sun, and Mercury. They all going to be hitting at the same point. Now, that's why it's not just structural. That's why it's like a massive cleansing and renewal, if you will, because people are going to be thinking more personal, relational, and emotional more than anything. And this is when people are going to be changing direction, alliances will be shifting, and belief systems will crack or solidify. Now, let's talk about these power struggle aspects that happen, right? We both know Pluto is very active. We've already talked about that. So you're going to see the Sun squaring Pluto in April, Mars squaring Pluto in May, and Mars opposite Pluto in October. Now, these are going to be classic authority conflicts, social unrest patterns, individual versus institutional clashes. Now, culturally, think protests, police fights, ideological battles, intense public discourse, power exposure moments. This ain't no passive year, guys. It's not a sit back and play it by ear. This is a repositioning year. And that's the part I'm probably going to have to leave off the other social networks, because they not going to like that. But it's facts. Like, it's happening all over the news. But sometimes I feel like they act like they the only ones can deliver the fucking news, you know? I guess to maybe frame it how they want it to be seen. Now, finally, we got the big picture, right? The big kumbaya, right? What 2026 is really all about. If I had to put it together into a cultural storyline, what would I say? The first half of the year, you need to continue healing, emotional reckoning, internal repair, and spiritual disillusionment. Now, the second half, belt to ass, off the porch. What are you really talking about? Because visibility is going to come, leadership shifts, technological acceleration, and power structure. And we move from how do we feel safe to who gets to lead and how do we build a future. This is a bridge between an emotional survival era when we was, just going along to get along, to innovation, power, and a redistribution era. And what side will you be standing on is what Spirit's really saying. Y'all know I've been on y'all ass about, and that's dead for now, but y'all know I've been on y'all ass about learning yourself and choosing a spiritual team. I've been on y'all about it because it's very important, and I've been getting a lot of downloads about choosing your top 5, like they do, your starting 5, and you need to know. And a lot of people are going to scream, God, 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 but which goddess? And when you are breaking down certain tasks and things to be done, who else comes to mind? And a lot of people are confused about that, or not even just confused, just simply don't know. I'm going to encourage you to look into your asteroids and start seeing what's what and who's active, who's not, who's here to help you, etc., etc. I have not opened birth chart readings back up yet, y'all, but when I do, I will let you know, because that is going to be a very important part of what we got going on. Now, Let's see. Today, the moon obviously is in Aries. Very much fired up. Very much confident. Very much tapping into what's what. Who rules the head? Aries does. We still got a significant amount of retrogrades with Jupiter, Uranus, and the North nodes, okay? Everybody else kind of where they need to be. Now, let's see here. Chiron not necessarily cutting up. I'm telling you, it's big talk around like family, community, systems, the mother womb, the father womb, because that's who raised us and that's who reared us up, a lot of us. So obviously we're like, how long was you gonna not tell me this was some bullshit type of vibes? That's what I'm getting from it. I don't care who you are, where you come from. If you feel some change or you smell like in the South, we can smell when rain coming. Like, you smell some change in the air and you wondering why a motherfucker ain't getting you no umbrella or no raincoat. That type of vibe. Now, the sun is quite busy. Lilith is doing her thing. Lilith is in Sagittarius, so a lot of travel, considering moving. If you're not physically moving, you spiritually moving. And you got to do some shadow work around that. A prophet is never honored in its own home is the vibes I get. And it's supported with Lilith and Sagittarius opposing Uranus and Taurus, which is retrograding at 6 degrees. Again, finding balance, harmony, and alignment. Now, I hate when they get like this, because it be like diarrhea in the mouth, y'all. It's like I be channeling and they be coming out like raw, like I've got so much to say. But anyway, slow down, little mama, please, respectfully. The sun is very busy today in Aquarius, so it's a realignment of groups, tribes, value, uptick of what's next, how do we see things, industrialism, beliefs, things like that. So a lot of that is being challenged. And you've got the sun in Aquarius squaring the moon in Aries. And, be mindful of people's moods, their attitudes. Be mindful of yourself, like jumping off the porch too fast without like preparing yourself. And that's the reason why I be agreeing with a lot of shit people be saying. But at the same time, I don't want to cut my fucking foot off before I can run away. I'm laughing because I be thinking of the most crazy shit to say sometimes. But no, for real. Like, it's a strategy. It has to be. Because if you allow yourself to make your ego expose your hand too quick, you gonna be trapped. Way before you even get started. You're trying to get them off your scent first, right? Now, we got, let me see, not 0 degrees. Saturn is sextile Uranus in Taurus. So it's a need to do that spiritual work. It's a need to do that inner child work in order for you to heal the generation, heal the trauma, and focusing around what you value and how you love, who you love, what you love, and where do you stand on that, so that's being supported today. Absolutely. Lilith in Sag is sextile Pluto in Aquarius at 0 degrees. So change is imminent. That's how I see that. I don't even have to go through the whole chart. Honestly, it's not a whole bunch of 0 degrees, to be honest. Y'all know I can read this whole aspect and give you a reading for the day about how the spirits is feeling. But what I will say is it's more or less about you being strategic, learning, using this time to research and pull yourself together, because it is going to be a very busy summer. We always talk about it being a hot summer and all these. It is. It's going to be a hot summer. Now, let me open the road so we can get into this collective reading for the week as well. Thank you, spirits, for covering and protecting me as I go on this journey. Thank you so much for allowing me to stand at the crossroads for the collective, for one. And thank you for the gift. I don't abuse the gift. I honor it. I appreciate it. I love it. I respect it. I feel like a lot of us are dealing with traditional systems, patriarchy, religion, and even handlers in the form of lovers and, friends that we're having to shed before we can move forward. Like, you'll realize just how important you are in terms of this movement. I know a lot of people gonna be on some shit like everybody's important. Yeah, everybody's important in terms of the grand ecosystem of it all, but I mean like your true like title. Like they say we all got like a secret name, a secret identity. Y'all ever heard that before? But somebody they got an important role. And the stronger your attacks, the more you know, like, damn, this some other shit I was supposed to be doing. Random. I was watching, or I wasn't really watching, my kid was watching, where they were like digging for gold. And I don't even know where they was. Where were they? They was digging for gold and they was finding that shit. And it just rubbed me the wrong way. Because when you think about the context of why they came, what they came for, when they began to like tear us down and trade us and do all type of shit, a lot gold was one of those major resources. We were abundant in gold in the South and abundant in certain resources, and you know how they do when you have spices and resources, and then they just decide they gonna take it, right? So I don't know, that shit irritated me so bad. And I have a download about that from Percy Jackson. And again, that's gonna have to be covered in another podcast, because I'm getting up on time. So anyway, let's see what's going on for the week, y'all. I get in where I fit in with the little sidebars. Y'all know how I do. If these are riddles that you do not understand, we don't speak the same language. Don't try to make it fit, okay? The grandchildren, Aquarius, booyah for the past. And 7 of baskets in the reverse. Ace of coins for the collective. 5 of coins in the upright. Son of coins in the reverse. So coins is pentacles, baskets is cups, Aquarius is star card energy here. There's an Aquarius also. It's gonna come from several messages. There's an Aquarius that feels like if they're under the illusion that if they give you what you desire in form of helping, this may change your trajectory. You might change the path that you're on if only they give you the help. Like, okay, they thought showing you tough love, confirmation, they thought showing you tough love was going to get you to reroute. But they realized that you're getting help from the elevated ancestors and your spirit team. So now they're saying, okay, well, you can't beat them, join them. So I'm going to come through and I'm going to give you what you desire, which is help. And maybe that'll stop you from moving forward on this foolish plan, this foolish goal. But see, the elders that are distorted, because all of them are not, this some selfish shit. Because they formed contracts, they did things, and people are tired. Like, we do not have opportunities. They want you to do things how they want you to do it, or they don't support you. And as a collective, like, nobody's really fucking with that shit anymore. And I hate to be so candid, you know, I'm trying to change my vernacular, pardon my French, but I just got to give it to you how spirit say. And it's just like, Blackbeard is significant for somebody too. Blackbeard, the pirate, he's significant for somebody. North Carolina, South Carolina too. Take it where it resonates. But yeah, so they like, damn, okay, we thought tough love was gonna work, so now we finna come through and we gonna give you the opportunity. We gonna give you the help you need, so you can stop. Don't move on with this goal. So be mindful of people coming around with perceived assistance this week, basically. Yeah, this Aquarius is trying to figure something out. And I'm also hearing that whatever like vision that your elevated ancestors have given you, you need to go ahead and put it into action. Okay, 2 of sticks. Put it into action. Tell me about the 7 of baskets in reverse. Now, presently, you could be dealing with a situation that people thought was going to destroy you and stop you from shifting and changing. Somebody could have thought that they were going to destroy you. There's a daughter of knives in reverse here. Ooh, early week. Somebody going through a tower. That Aquarius, and I've been picking up on that Aquarius energy for about 2 days or so, maybe more. Take it where it resonates. But the Aquarius is, there's a tower going on because you're not talking to this person. This person is being destroyed. There's a life-changing, altering thing happening this week, and it's simply due to the fact of some sort of illusion, delusion, poisoning. You know, we tapped into that yesterday too, and somebody was a part of the situation that had to do with you, and they bet long, bet wrong, outdated operating systems, people very stuck in their ways. Somehow you made it out. That's the best I can put it. Somehow you made it out of the situation, and now you got a person you're not talking to, or you're not receiving information from this person, and they're going through a tower. Now you're being encouraged to move on. Nine of Knives, like, let go of the idea that you can build anything, discuss anything, shift this person's mind. And I know that's like a kind of a whole hub way of thinking of the future and the things, because we want our families to be there, we want old friends to be there, old contacts, but some people just cannot go. You do have to put an end to this in order for you to continue to get the offers that you want and continue to get assistance from your spirit team. You got to let go of whoever that daughter of knives in reverse is. This person is burdening you. They don't truly intend to help you, right? Ten of Sticks in the reverse. They don't truly intend to help you, and this is a life or death situation. There's some serious disrespect that went on here, and you know, it's not your burden to bear at the end of the day. So those are things that you healing through, and you need to recognize this week. Now, the offers that you'll be receiving, you need to be mindful of it, because I got the Ancestral card. Somebody could have paid to take you out. That's the Death card, Scorpio energy. Yeah, this got serious and quick. Somebody could have paid to take you out. Somebody could have paid to shift. Yeah, this person, I gotta tell it how I see it, because some people are like, damn, is it that serious? For some of us, it is that serious, depending on what you're supposed to be doing. You know, if you're supposed to be a real life change maker around this boy, you've been anointed to do a certain thing, yo, it get that serious, and it's gonna continue to get that serious. Somebody could have tried to poison you, and now they're worried because you're not talking to them, and it's causing some sort of tower in their lives. Somebody's being forced to let go of a plan, and someone's burdened here by this disrespect or this end. And now you've got somebody that could have taken an offer to take you out, or they could have paid, and you need to be discerning. Ten of Knives in the upright towards that individual. Yes, you need to pay attention. 7 years ago, I was picking up on that last week. 7 years ago is very specific. Yeah. Maybe you could have been stepping into your Empress energy. Aries is significant. Okay, period. Y'all know Aries moon. Yeah, you were stepping into your Empress energy. These people were watching you. They were paying attention to you, and they wanted to see you fail. Okay, they wanted to see you fail, so they took action, and quick action. 3 of Sticks to the 6 of Sticks in reverse. Leo's also significant. Now, you remain strong and confident during these times, and again, they just didn't expect for you to like continue to keep going. You had a rebirth as well, and this rebirth is also like giving you a little bit more discernment. Like, they weren't able to take you down, and they weren't able to wipe your memory either. It's also what I'm picking up. So they fucked either way. 5 of Baskets in reverse to the 7 of Baskets in reverse. They fucked either way, because they was trying to wipe your memory, and they haven't been able to. They wanted you to let go of this, and they burden. They trying to stop you and slow you down. Cancer here with the railroad bill in reverse. They could have been trying to talk you into slowing down. This Aquarius could have tried to talk someone into slowing you down, and maybe that was just a plan overall. Take it where it resonates. Now let's talk about this help. Somebody is in, by the end of the week, somebody's going to initiate the help of a Hierophant in reverse. Taurus could be significant, or they could have thought that this Hierophant was going to be able to help them, and things didn't go to plan. Four of Knives in reverse. This person could be experiencing mental issues here. Yeah, somebody enlisted the assistance of the Hierophant in reverse. Four of Knives, Mother of Baskets in reverse. Tell me more. So, 2 years. 2 years ago, within 2 years, somebody's upset. They plan ain't work out when they sent these people in to do this. So now someone's going to be trying to offer you a chance at an opportunity. 4 months is significant. Spirit says don't take it. Son of Sticks in reverse. Don't move to action and accept this offer. 6 of Baskets, because this is part of some sort of long-term plan to create an illusion. Cancer is here, Cancer season. Create an illusion that you will be taken care of, or you will be comfortable, and you will get what you need. Mother of Coins to the 9 of Baskets. This is magic. These people are going to be fattening you up for the slaughter. Now, a lot of times we go through the process of like, damn, this is like some shit we have to go through all the time. But I mean, hey, it's a tale as old as time, baby. Gemini season. Yeah, somebody could be trying to manifest through you, using you to manifest. Yeah, somebody is in less than a week here. 5 days, a week to 5 days. Someone is betting on you believing a lie. Gossip. They want you to believe you don't got to protect yourself. But these people, they lack the foundation. They lack the skills. They don't have the mold. Somebody is at a crossroads here. 8 of Knives. Somebody's at a crossroads. Somebody's family could have stolen from them, didn't protect them, gossiped about them, lied on them. So you've been at a crossroads. 8 weeks. 8 weeks is very significant. Tell me about the Son of Coins in reverse. So things didn't go into plan, but now that you've healed, Ace of Baskets, you heal by changing the way you distribute information or you receive information. Because these people, they, again, not wanting you to reach your goals, trying to come forth like they're trying to heal things, but they'll lie through their teeth. It's that father figure, that Father of Baskets, that Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, masculine energy. It could be male or female. Take it where it resonates. This person is going to try to lie and say they truly care, trying to get in good with you. I'm trying to rush things along because they've got a job to finish. And being in a relationship with you is a part of that job. This person is John Horse in reverse too. So Aries, yeah, they might try to bully you into staying in this situation. Bully, abuse their power so that you can't walk away. They may even try to use the justice system on you. So be mindful. Libra could be significant with the justice. Yeah, they're going to try to cover up. Yeah, they're trying to hide the end of a partnership. Somebody's hiding that they don't really mesh well with you, but you intuitively know. Spirit says, listen to your insight. We got the High Priestess, Taurus, to the 2 of Baskets in reverse, to the Leo for the Sun. Yeah, they're trying to cover up. They're trying to... People are like noticing, like I said, what happens when you get to the part of the story about them. So a lot of these people just worried about image and ego. Yeah. So taking a leap of faith here and not having the support system it's going to require you to pivot or change 7 weeks. And maybe you could have been afraid to take action, maybe afraid you wouldn't have the resources for Pentacles in reverse to take these actions. This maybe has stopped you. Spirit says you were being conned. Help is on the way. 6 of Coins. Somebody may be trying to con you into receiving or helping them. This is a part of their plan, though. And then they're going to expose that you are working with them, or expose that you're working with that Father of Coins. Somebody's being exposed here. Somebody, don't allow yourself to be sacrificed by these people. Nothing has changed. These people are experiencing a Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Sagittarius, for trying to manipulate a situation or not sharing information to stop you from moving on. And this person is not a part of your tribe. 3 of Baskets in reverse. This is a toxic family unit, one-on-one on the timestamp that you've been battling. 7 days is significant. And now there is a Father of Sticks. Somebody is bullying their way. We talked about these. They go that toxic ass fire sign couple coming out again. Yeah, there's a toxic fire sign couple that's under judgment right now. And the cycle has stayed open because someone's done something stupid that they don't think you know about. Like, they still don't think you know. They think you ignorant. I'm telling you, a lot of this shit. Did I say one-on-one on the timestamp, y'all? A lot of this shit is ignorance. You know, perceived comfort. Like, help me help you. Yeah, you're going to have like real faith in yourself in order for you to get ahead. And it's going to happen quickly. Like, you're on the right path, but you do need to be mindful of the snakes in the grass. And we shed light onto that quite a bit. You know, we shed light onto that quite a bit. Yeah, you can find yourself at a crossroads, but for what, though? These people are low down, dirty ass dogs. They try to destabilize you by pretending like they weren't attacking you and gossiping about you, and this was all an illusion. These people were actively doing magic to take your 9 of Baskets, you know, making you feel like everything was cool. But again, this is an illusion that's being painted here that maybe in the long run you guys will be able to make peace, right? But no, this isn't so. No. You do not negotiate with terrorists. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't no negotiating with people who took your livelihood, tried to physically take you out, you know, smeared your name. You know, you get somebody, like, the things they did. Like, it just ain't no coming back from that shit. And I have to be honest about gray area people and people who are like, well, you know, that should get you killed. Confirmation. Grow up. It should get you taken out. We have no room for that. Ooh, 2 of Wands. 2 days. The first 2 days of the week. Yeah, somebody sees you making progress and they've been trying to stagnate you. So this is that Queen of Wands. Somebody has a plan to come back and make peace with you, but it looks as though they've upped their. And the reason being, I was picking up on this yesterday, this person could be sick and the cycle hasn't closed out. This person is sick. This person could be weak right now. So they've enlisted the help of a King of Swords to guide them through this. They think that this person is going to help them out, but this person seems to have some sort of obsession. This person's upset because you seem to be still winning this battle and they can't come towards you, right? They can't come towards you. I got the Chariot in reverse. They can't. Cancer. Yeah, they can't come towards you because you keep dreaming about their ass. You keep sensing them. Now this person is also trying to. Now there could be this could have been a divine couple. You guys could have really cared about each other, but this some sort of baneful magic was done, and now someone's under judgment. Gemini, Libra, somebody's under judgment, and they've been trying to hide this, Virgo, until it's fixed. But this King of Pentacles, this Taurus, this Hierophant in reverse, is now being left out in the cold. This person's in poverty. You being the Empress, now you're going to inherit this Ten of Pentacles, like, on your own. And they know this, right? So they're trying to stop you from taking this opportunity or taking this vibe. Like, they're going to do this. Aquarius is very significant. Somebody may no longer be taking direction from an Aquarius because they don't want to be held responsible. Somebody is worried about keeping something hidden. The Sun in reverse. Yeah, there go that Sun in reverse to that Two of Cups in reverse. They trying to keep something hidden. About a breakup. Maybe they didn't get a chance here. You didn't take a chance from them. Get a chance. Take it where it resonates. But this person could have gotten in a relationship, and these people are no longer happy. So they're having a lot of inner conflict because they sacrificed you for a situation that's not even panning out the way they thought it was going to pan out. Present. So now you've got someone inspired to take action, but this is an illusion. This person, they seem like they want to come towards you or take some sort of action, but there's a lie brewing here, and this person wants to come towards you with some sort of information about why things didn't work out. But this is in an effort to tap back into this Nine of Pentacles. Someone knows, this Queen of Wands knows this person's going to come towards you, and they're hoping that they avoid a betrayal here. So there is a traumatic situation that could possibly come from this. Yeah, this person is heartbroken. Somebody's trying to trap you in your head. This person's in regret. They don't feel like it's fair. They're in regret for doing something illegal, spiritually or physically, and they don't want to carry this burden anymore because it didn't pay off. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So now their plan is to stop working with these people, stop working with that Sagittarius, and somebody feels blindsided because they feel like they were deceived into not taking a job or taking on some sort of collaboration. They lost some sort of foundation here, and now they need help. So you could have even told this person that this individual was a Queen of Pentacles in reverse, that they were deciding to collaborate with this third party, and this was an illusion of a collaboration or a togetherness. And now this person is trying to take the lead and deciding not to battle, but again, the misfortune has happened because they took a leap of faith, and it was reckless. They tried to control the weather. That's what I'm getting. King of Wands in reverse. Yeah, they were quite reckless with their feelings, reckless with their moves, their emotions, and this is why they're going through a tower. Now, this person or you, somebody's wanting to talk. Yeah, somebody could be trying to pursue multiple options here. They could be talking to multiple people, trying to figure out something about you leaving. Yeah, so they're stuck. Somebody's stuck. They don't got no control over their life no more. And this is not how they saw things happening. So expect some sort of quick communication over the next 8 days. There's going to be trying to take action here. Like somebody was promised, but again, picking up that this person didn't finish the job and they're not being paid. Not only are they not being paid, they're not getting what the fuck they want. You know, they tried to make a side deal and this shit still didn't work. Nothing went to plan because this person didn't learn their lesson. Yeah, they didn't learn their lesson. Somebody's upset. Somebody made a decision out of emotion, and now they're having to take responsibility for it in their own stagnation. Spirit says do not take action and accept any sort of offer or opportunity from these people. And not just this person, these people, because this is a network. This is a network, and you know, if you made it this far into the reading, you know when people be like, oh, it's not that deep, it's not that deep. You made it this far, you know it's that deep. Now, I'm going to keep my chain brief. So, let's try to see what the oracle is talking about memory, wisdom, death again, rebirth. Ooh, very interesting. Time has ran at picking up on signals. Serious star, serious. Get serious. Take this shit seriously. Take it seriously. Like, let's tap into the fact that there's something that about your memory here. Elephants are significant. You need to remember that you know what you know. Okay? You know what you know, and this ending is brewing a rebirth. 111 on the timestamp. Remember that they're coming after you because they don't have the confidence. They're still gonna hunt you. They're afraid of you. They're afraid of your confidence. That's why. So it's something that they keep trying to sacrifice you. Yeah, these people try to sacrifice you. That Sagittarius sacrificed you. She's no longer very confident, though. She's afraid. She's lost the courage. Somebody's sick. She's sick. Her sickness is growing. We've been talking about these presently. Yeah, your wisdom is no longer a mystery to these people. They can't con you. That Aquarius business is out, or Aquarius season, and they're weak because they've been exposed. Now, death, I'm telling you, they tried, baby. They did. They really did. That's why you can't fuck with them no more. Collaborate in reverse, because they made a deal with the devil to take you out. Now, rebirth here, you may not believe it's happening, but we're being trying to tell you to not be consumed with moving along quickly. You need to be patient. Overall, let freedom ring, motherfuckers. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that. I say I'm gonna keep my team brief, and I am, because I done ran the deck on the other ones. Yeah, be patient. Your freedom is here. Don't be consumed with what, they may be trying to communicate with you in the ethers. Don't believe anything they say. You're going through a rebirth, but they're not included because they committed unspeakable things and don't think they won't do it again, given the opportunity. All right? But that's my word, y'all, and I'm sticking to it. I'll be back throughout the week, obviously, and take it where it resonates, obs. But if you are looking to book a personal reading to strategize and get more clarity on this, because this is a general tribe reading, never forget that, go ahead and click the link in my bio, and I will be more than happy to engage with you for readings and personal work this week. All right, guys, I love you. I mean it. And thank you so much for tuning in. Again, don't forget to follow, like, share, and subscribe, you guys. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You damn sure never know who can help, because this death card came out way too many times for me to not take that seriously. All right? Death is knocking at their door. It's speeding up. They desperate. Let's close that road, because Spirit's still talking. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Love you, mean it. Bye.